Have you ever heard of Pastor E.A. Adeboye? I'm sure people are chuckling right now, especially Nigerians on my channel, because who doesn't know Pastor E.A. Adeboye in Nigeria? I'm sure you think it's a rhetorical question or something. But this post was inspired by one of the um, devotional topics that we had that really blessed me, and I decided to talk about what I learned from the devotional that day. I'm Damilola of Dami's Little Corner, and if you're a new subscriber, welcome to my channel. I assure you this is the right place to be. And also, if you're an old subscriber, thank you so much for being here and for coming back every time. And okay, so today I'll be talking about the devotional um, topic, Just Start, that Pastor E.A. Adeboye talked about on the 16th of June. I remember that the Bible passage was from Joshua chapter 1 verse 9, and it says, "Have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest." And that's what inspired this topic, and I would tag it, launch out, start it, get moving, anything you want to call it. It made me remember his life story, actually, because he talked about his life story in that devotional, how he was just a young child that got an admission into a secondary school, and his family was so poor that they couldn't sponsor him to secondary school. I don't know how it was that time. It seems like it wasn't government funded that time, so his family had to pay for him to go to school, but they couldn't because they were really poor. In fact, if you watch that movie that was made by Mount Zion that told a story about his life, you would know that he wasn't wearing shoes all through his secondary school education. That's like high school education. So they were really poor. And when he got this admission, his parents told him, "There's no chance. You can see that we're very poor. We can't pay for this." And what did he do? He kept starving. He starved for days until his parents actually got to pay his fees. We can remember how the story went. He went on to get his PhD, and now he's the general overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, which is like a worldwide church. You can literally go to the end of the earth, end of the world, and find a Redeemed Christian Church of God there. That's how massive, how big the Redeemed Christian Church of God has grown, and he has been the general overseer since he was in his very young age. So that's what really inspired me to bring up this post. And I want to say that if you've been thinking of starting something, if you've been thinking of doing something, the thought has been coming through your mind, this is the right time for you to start, because you would keep postponing, you keep saying, "No, I'm not good enough," you keep saying, "This is not the right time," and you would never ever get it done. That's the truth. You can keep saying, "I'm inadequate, I'm not good enough," but God has said, "Do not be afraid, be courageous. Wherever you go, I will go with you." Especially if you're a Christian, that is the word of God to you, and pick it up and run with it. And that's how you do life, really. It reminds me that just a few days before that devotional, I saw a friend's post. We went to the same school, we attended the same fellowship, and he said something like, if you require a certain level of courage to actually go through life and do some things that God has asked you to do. And it's very true. That's why God has even said this in his word, that be courageous, because you need courage to do some things. And if you've thought about it that, "Oh, I'm too old, I'll be 50 next year, is this when I'm supposed to start getting a nursing degree?" Trust me, you would be 55 and not have the nursing degree anyway, so why not just start it? When you start it, you keep aging and you still keep doing it. I know people that I follow someone on Twitter. His story is so inspiring. He's a PhD doctor. He's not a medical doctor. He's studied nursing in like the last 3 years, and he's a nurse now. He's done a lot of things for himself. He's achieved a lot of things for himself, and he has not looked at his age for once to say, "I'm old," because he's definitely older than me from his picture. So I know that He's doing all these things. He probably has family and is still able to combine them and start his own. Many of you know that I recently just started my YouTube channel, and before I started there were lots of doubts. There were, oh my god, can I do it? Do I like the camera? Do I like the way my voice is sounding? You know, will people even watch my videos? Things like that kept coming up, but I felt that this is what I want to do at this point. And if you've followed me from the first video up until now, you would see that I didn't start perfect. I'm not even perfect now, but then I am a bit better than where I started from. And that's it. Just launch out and start whatever project you've thought about starting. And if you're a Christian, it even makes it better, as you have something to hold on to. You have the word of God to say, God, you told me that I should start. You told me I should do this. And you know, you have that backing of the word of God, and that's what makes it better. It just reminds me of different times in my life that I would be like, oh, can I write this exam? I don't think I'm good enough for this. I don't think I'm good enough for that. Should I apply for this thing or not? And I'll just do it. And it just amazes me how God helps me and supports me after I launch out to do those things. If I never did them, I wouldn't be able to know that this is what I can achieve. Do you get? If you never do something, time will keep passing you by. You keep getting older, and you'll never really be able to say, this is how much of my potential I can actually achieve. And this just brought one of the songs that I really love to my mind. I mean, as I was singing it, it was sung by Nathaniel Bassey, Olorun, agbaye. If you have said it, then you will do it. You have a track record of keeping your word. You're not about to stop doing it now. You know, Victoria Reze also sang the song, and she said, you are the covenant keeping God. So if something has come to you, just start it. God, who has brought you thus far, is able to take you much further. Thank you for listening today once again. Have a lovely day. Bye.